Isabella, how are you?
Hi, Julia. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good too, thank you. Can you please introduce yourself and where you're from?
Hi everyone. I'm Isabella Beck. I'm an artist from Germany. I'm located just outside of Munich.
Can you please describe your art and what materials do you use? What is your process like?
So my art is a mixture of realism and abstraction. It's inspired by nature, and my process is a very loose one, I'd say. I start with a very abstract underpainting, and then I develop the idea, the subject from that. Or I have planned a specific thing I'd like to put in there, and I just see where it wants to go, and yeah, develop it further from there. I like to use acrylic inks, alcohol inks, also fluid acrylics. What I like about those materials is that they put a little bit of random into the work, that they are not so easy to control, and that it reminds me of what's going on in nature also. Like, you see a leaf, it's not identical to another leaf. You see a rock, it's not identical to the next one. And so it is with the effects that inks create. And then I go into an acrylic stage, I work mostly with acrylic paints, and I finish my paintings sometimes with markers. Sometimes I use also oils, and sometimes I also use modeling paste, structure paste in the process. So it varies a bit from piece to piece.
Very interesting. Thank you for the insight. How did you get your start in art?
So I've always been a really creative person. I've been a creative kid. I've always had like a little sketchbook that I would carry around. I've always knew that I wanted to do like something creative. I've never really lost that. I've always painted, I've always drawn my whole life. From that, I grew up to be a graphic designer. I also now wanted to focus back onto like real painting, real fine art. I've been self-taught for now. I've also taken some courses, and now I'm taking a mastery program, and yeah, getting even further in education in art.
What artists are you influenced by?
Artists from art history, as far as that goes, I'd say I'd clearly put Franz Marc on that list, because I love how he painted animals in an abstract way, not really displaying the animal itself, but rather the idea of an animal, the abstraction of an animal. I think that influenced me. So another artist that I really like from art history is Alphonse Mucha, Art Nouveau artist, and I really like the graphical style of the paintings. The composition of it is very clear, it's very planned out. Yeah, I also like that style a lot, although it's like very different, but I think it also influences me in some way. And then the last artist that I want to name from art history is Jackson Pollock. I like the process of his paintings, the style of his paintings, because those stripping paintings, they are like very raw, you can't control them. It's similar to the process with the inks, what I mentioned earlier. It's like pure power put onto the canvas that fascinates me. I also try to incorporate that.
Beautiful, very inspiring artist. Is there any contemporary artist that you are inspired by?
So I really like a lot of artists that are living now, and they have like very different styles. There are some that paint more figuratively, and then there are some that paint non-objective abstract, like very emotional, full of texture. That is also very inspiring to me.
Thank you. What is the most challenging part of being an artist for you?
To me, the most challenging part about being an artist is probably that being an artist doesn't just mean sitting at your easel painting all day, but it's also, to be a successful artist, you also have to be a successful business person. And I think that's the hardest part of it.
Do you have any art tip that you would tell a younger artist who are just starting out, or that you would tell your younger self?
I tell my younger self not to overthink. Don't plan too much. Get more loose in your process. Another tip that I got like not so long ago, but what I found really helpful is to use the media you're given today, because you can absolutely take a photo of your unfinished painting, put it into Photoshop, and just put another layer on top to see if it fits with what do you have in mind, if you should move your subject slightly to the left so that it looks better on your background. To just use the media that we have today, because artists from the past didn't have that opportunity.
What do you most value in life? And what do you want to say with your artwork?
Okay, what I value most in life is probably freedom. To be free to do whatever you want, to be where you want, to surround yourself also with people that you like. The great sense of freedom is very important to me, and I value that a lot. I also like to transfer that to my painting. So the abstract parts in my paintings are also an expression of that freedom, of the loose, of the raw, not controlled emotions. So that's how I incorporate that idea of freedom into my painting.
Yeah, and you can really see it. Those paintings behind you are very beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Do you sometimes experience creative blocks, and how do you overcome them?
Yeah, solving that, I think it depends a bit because sometimes I have like multiple paintings going on, and if I can, I just set that one that I'm stuck with, set it aside, and work on another one. And sometimes I get an idea from that, but also, yeah, sometimes it's just not possible to just put it aside forever. You just have to finish it at some point. Yeah, pick up a brush and go for it, and let the painting help me what it wants to become.
That is very good advice. What is next for you in the future? What are your plans for the next 5 years?
Next for me is possibly finishing the master program that I'm in right now. But then after that, I don't really plan too much. Like in 5 years, I possibly be sitting in my studio, in my home studio, maybe painting. But apart from that, I don't want to plan out more because we change, and that's a good thing. And I don't know what will happen in 5 years, but I'll just go with the flow and see what comes.
I do the same, especially with COVID. You can't really plan. You just learn to
Yeah.
live in the present moment.
And that's important to just live in the present, not in the future, and also not in the past.
How can people find you?
It's ibeck.art for Instagram, and the website is www.isabella-beck.com.
Thank you very much for the interview. Have a nice
Yeah,
day.
you too. Thank you.
I wish you all the best of luck. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.